Una da 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 yeah yeah yeah. Woo 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 woo. Try me. Oh yeah yeah. Try me. Oh yeah yeah.
Try Me is an anointed healing panacea produced from 24 plants of life and 48 species of life, a combination which has given it an overwhelming and irresistible strength over all forms of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual imbalance or malaise. Try Me, also known as the Balm of Africa or the Miracle, is 100% organic and natural with a lot of mystical properties. Try Me inhibits, eradicates, heals, and keeps the whole system free from parasites, microbes, and all negative radiations. Try Me detoxifies and cleanses the blood of all impurities, repairs damaged cells and tissues, and boosts the immune system naturally and supernaturally. Try Me dissolves tumors and cancerous cells and regulates the functioning of all cells, tissues, and organs. Try Me has received 2 awards in less than 4 months as the best natural medication in the decade for the cure of many tropical diseases. Confess the wonders of Try Me and be blessed by the good Lord who has inspired Dr. Fru Richard to come up with this millennium challenging product to help heal the world of all ailments, as it is written in Ezekiel 47 verse 12 and Revelations 22 verse 2, where there is no cure, Try Me is the hope and the answer.
Celebrations marking the 8th African Traditional Medicine Day in Cameroon witnessed a very beautiful and happy scene in Boya. At Dr. Fru's Garden of Eden International Healing and Research Foundation on August 31st, 2010, this year's event was celebrated under the theme Development and Integration of Traditional Medicine in the National Health System. It witnessed an ambitious program put up by Dr. Richard Fru at his beautiful Garden of Eden. Part 1 of the occasion began with free consultations and treatment with products like Vitality, Universalis, and Nescanda, targeting all diseases. And in the course of this, some patients gave their testimonies on how much Dr. Fru had helped them health-wise.
My name is Simple Alezi. At the Limbe, at the stay from Bende quarters. I think to again for top say I think now Dr. Fru is one of the best traditional doctors I ever see, and I don't hear. In fact, I feel testify say me so I've been getting some small problem for more than 10 years. And this problem be worrying me plenty because I will go for hospital. I buy cancan medicine in Owaka. I go for some cancan traditional medicine. Then they tell me say that my thing I go finish if only I bring certain thing. Then that certain thing I ask 1 month from this. Even I bring wetty. This one I bring colass and I buy 1 liter oil. He will go find the medicine he can cook out for me. I just deny. So after a long time, Dr. Fru start come with him. Then I decide I say I can't see Raya for his center for my 17 years. As I come here, I just tell you, you write some medicine for me. I go buy them for a chemist for Limbe. As I drink them, inside 2 weeks, that will be the worry mean. That is the thing just cool. Then I be again for number of years. The thing will worry me. I say so. Some have been with people medical team before I begin disturb myself. I go hospital buy. Sometimes I go to spend money 7,000, 10,000. This I go lap nothing. I say so. Now so some man be here. So from that time, I can't get belief a traditional doctor, a traditional healer for the kind people the way I know. And then he lectured them for radio, over radio. CRTV, Ocean City Radio. I feel say that man, he be one of those Cameroonians who will be gifted for help Cameroonians, for people to understand. Make this spirit it continue. Make it not relax. And make it not relax only for township. Make it enter into villages and small cities them. Maybe can go there so that you will get more results because I don't feel say God will bless you for the two you do.
Yeah, these leaves were with the same so I think where God we don't create from the beginning of the that's the world, where we create the world. Then if we make this leaf for inside Bible, it talks say these leaves. So now for take them, it inspire people where they get for see these leaves, make they take them, then they help the human being. And the charlatan where they don't enter, like this one way we bribe, we talk highway for Kansi, Calabar and all that one, those are traditional doctor we will call them say charlatan, where they do not evil. These leaves for inside Bible, if it talks to me, they use these leaves for help mankind. That's why you see most of this our medical doctor, they come now, we just condemn the whole field of traditional medicine, the way, not the rightful way. Because all these leaves way, we see man they broke foot. They use these leaves, they treat it. So God, if we don't give we this thing so that make the help mankind in a rightful way.
I watch it, John. Traditional medicine don't do me a lot of things. If you imagine when last 1 year, I get some skin problem, very wild. In a job, I not deal with the picture, I will show the picture. So I go so many hospitals, they always say no. This thing, they get to test the blood, they get to do this. So when I come across Dr. Fru, I ask him, he tell me, say no, this thing they so they get to test them for a lab. So when I come for a lab, from a lab now, he just test me, they just test all my blood for one time. So tell me, say no, not the inside blood. Of which they don't tell from my one hospital, then they say the inside blood. As he test and so he just give me some small lotion. Now be the water, just the water. As I just rub them, so 3 days, everything clear completely. So I don't ever get no sign of anything again for the past 2 years. And like what you are seeing they do, because I really come the first time I come like person who want to see what we do. I don't really come like consultation. So I've discovered a lot of things. I've discovered I say this so it makes sense they be very pure in the sense say first time I go for another person for Douala, he give me a cocked medicine inside bottles, small bottles like small Guinness. But the first time I come here, I discovered I see they give packets. Then intentionally they are consult for really seeing to how the whole thing I discovered I say they give me the medicine to still inside the very package. But then since I've suffer from gastric, I go drink. I've been drinking with a lot of ignorance. I just drink like man to try something and I walk. For the past 4 years, I've not ever come across gastric. Now from there where I've known before I come for asking problem.
Glory. I want to say traditional medicine be very good because if don't be sometimes I get some problem with my belly, so I will go for doctor, they take me to all kind of lab tests, even echography, they say they don't see nothing but my belly be over hot. They give me traditional medicine I take and since then to stop. So I want to advise people and say traditional medicine be very good.
Then came part 2 of the program with the arrival of the host of honor, his healer, Dr. Fru, as he drives into the beautiful complex of the Garden of Eden, where a handful of about 32 media houses were at hand to also leave history.
So how do you That's why he's communicating. Consensus leader, but I don't know.
Part 2 of this occasion ensued into a press conference addressed by Dr. Fru. It was a press conference of 32 media organs represented that Dr. Fru explained that the decision to celebrate African traditional medicine was hatched after ministers of health in Africa adopted the relevant resolutions at the 50th session of the World Health African Committee in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. He said a date was kept aside for the promotion of traditional medicine. While citing Dr. Samba, the regional director of the World Health Organization, Dr. Fru explained that the themes of the celebration in recurrent years was not by accident.
The celebration of this day, August 31st, coincides with the date 31st of August 2000, on which the ministers of health in Africa adopted the relevant resolution at the 50th session of the World Health Regional Committee for Africa in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. So this day didn't just come up, kept aside by traditional healers. It is a day kept aside by the World Health Organization for the promotion of traditional medicine. Dr. Samba, the regional director of WHO, that is World Organization of the region, explains that the choice of the themes that have been coming up in the previous years have a very big meaning. For example, in 2000, the first African Traditional Medicine Day that was celebrated in 2003, the theme was Traditional Medicine, Our Culture, Our Future. During the first celebration in 2003, that was designed to further raise awareness and the profile of traditional medicine in the region, as well as promote its integration into the national health systems. He further said, that is the World Regional Director, Dr. Samba. He further said, traditional medicine is our culture. It is our heritage. It occupies pride of place in Africa because it is affordable and easily accessible. It is socially sanctioned and culturally acceptable. We are all living witnesses that traditional medicine does not infringe with the culture of the society. That is why the adjective traditional is used to define the health practice, that it is traditional medicine. It's medicine that depends on tradition, respect tradition. So he said all we need to do now is to address issues of safety, quality, efficacy, standardization, and intellectual property rights. A major challenge for us now is to institutionalize and integrate traditional medicine into our mainstream healthcare delivery service. The image and profile of traditional medicine received a boost in Africa in 2001 when the continent's head of states declared in Abuja, Nigeria in April that research into traditional medicine being made a priority. They follow up this declaration with another in Lusaka in July 2001, designating the period 2001 to 2010 as the decade for African traditional medicine. So we have come to that decade. that our heads of state, including our president, they all converge and designating it. Maybe that is reawakening our spirit to see how we can promote traditional medicine to be integrated into the mainstream system of practice. The theme for the second African Traditional Medicine Day was moving, I quote, moving African health agenda forward with traditional medicine. I repeat it. The theme for the second African Traditional Medicine in 2004 was moving African, I quote, moving African health agenda forward with traditional medicine as designated by WHO. This theme was chosen to underline the role traditional medicine has been playing and continues to play in the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of diseases in African healthcare setting. The same also draws the attention of the member states to the need for accelerating the institutionalization of African traditional medicine in their health systems. Institutionalization, we know, they say institutionalization is the pillar for promotion and development of traditional medicine in the continent. If traditional medicine is not institutionalized, it can never be promoted. And that is the problem we are facing in Cameroon. Traditional medicine is facing a lot of stiff resistance because it has not been institutionalized. Over the years, I went into the field of traditional medicine fully in 1995. Over the years, we have been carrying out a lot of sensitization. We have mostly been embarked on sensitization because, you know, traditional medicine in the past, all of us here are living witnesses. If it were before, you beautiful and handsome men seated here, you would have had the courage to come and attend a press conference or meeting or gathering organized by a traditional healer who was being looked upon or looked at as being a witch, a traditional medicine that has been stigmatized. But thanks to the effort many of us have been putting in place, sensitizing constantly, persistently, overcoming a lot of resistance to make sure we promote these God-given blessings to mankind, which the evil arm of health has come and stigmatized it and make people run away from nature and instead deceive us to chase artificiality. We all know man was made out of organic, so too you must use only organics to treat or handle the problems of the organic man. Our problems are coming up today because we have abused the laws of nature. One of the laws of nature says eat only what we get rotten, but before it gets rotten. And what we get rotten, only organics. Inorganics do not get rotten. It's just like taking inorganics or synthetics to handle the organic man. It can be likened to collecting iron to repair wood. How can you collect iron to repair wood? You use wood to repair wood, iron to repair iron. That is why we have introduced electrovalent compounds in our body. Electrovalent compounds that have gone in causing a lot of trouble in our system, whereas the body did not need electrovalent compounds. The body needs but covalent compounds. Those who have studied organic chemistry. Organic chemistry deals mostly with covalent compounds. In covalent compounds, the activities that take place are sharing, not taking. But if you go into inorganic chemistry, electrovalent compounds either take or take. That's stealing or giving. But in covalent, sharing. So the body needs the compounds that go into sharing. We have taken in inorganics, electrovalence. They have gone into our system. They are causing oxidation of the system because they steal electrons, provoke what they call free radicals, destabilize atoms, because once you remove an electron from an atom in the system, you destabilize the atom. That is what is happening to come on what we call free radicals. And this is the cause of cancers, AIDS, and so many things in our system. We are taking in electrovalence. Most electrovalence, we call them 419s. They are thieves. They go into the system. We know that when you consume food, what happens? The final, before energy, because life is all about energy. If there is no energy, life will not exist. Everything on earth tells us we need energy. Everything in the universe tells us we need energy. If there is no energy, nothing will exist on earth. There will no plants, nothing will exist, no life. You cannot talk, you cannot see, you cannot move. The cells and everything, the least atom in the body survives because of energy. And when you fall sick, it means that the body lacks energy, or that part of the body lacks energy, or that organ or tissue or cell lacks energy. So inorganics, they go into the system. What they act as inhibitors. Those who have studied biology, you know, if you know the process in which enzymes operate, you have enzyme inhibitors, crooks, which go and deceive enzymes as if they are selling atom and they block the active sites. So when you take in most electrovalence, they go and block the active sites of atoms that combine with oxygen to cause oxidation or oxidization. If oxygen is not present in the cells, carbohydrate can never be oxidized to release energy. So these electrovalent compounds, which are thieves, they go and block the active sites of the atoms or elements that are supposed to combine with oxygen. So they starve that cell which contains those atoms, and that cell grows deficient of oxygen. Then what happens? The next is inflammation. When it is deficient with oxygen, then what happens next? Inflammations. And you start developing gouts, arthritis, rheumatism, and others. When the cell is overstarved, if there is no reverse reaction, the cell dies off. And when it continues like that, you see, the cells start dying off and dying and growing, the immune system start depreciating, and what comes up? You develop AIDS. I know, we know there are so many, like 2 weeks ago I was in Ghana. I attended the Global Summit on HIV/AIDS, Traditional Medicine and Indigenous Knowledge, organized by African First, an NGO based in USA. I was one of the resource persons. We talked a lot about AIDS, HIV/AIDS, and I learned a lot from all other people who came all over the world. I know many people will beg to differ from the ideologies of researchers in traditional medicine. But we don't have to condole with what those who are doing conventional medicine, they publish in the press, in books and so on. We are private and independent researchers. Our ideology and philosophy differs from that of conventional medicine, and that is why we are called traditional people. So I don't have to sing and dance the music of conventional researchers. I don't have to speak the same dialect they talk about HIV, AIDS, and so on. We don't have. We are all researchers. So we have our different ideologies about diseases, and that is why when you come to the definition of traditional medicine by the WHO, if you go by the 1976 definition of traditional medicine, it is defined as the sum total of all knowledge and practices whether explicable or otherwise, used in the diagnosis, the prevention, or the alleviation of any physical, mental, or social disequilibrium, and based exclusively on knowledge handed down from generation to generation, either by word of mouth or through writing. They say it is the sum total of all knowledge and practices, whether explicable or not. You will not necessarily explain how it works. Then if you go to part of the definition, they say it is based exclusively on knowledge being handed down from generation to generation. They did not say it is based on knowledge approved in the lab or in Western pharmaceutical research institutions. It is based exclusively. I think all of us know the meaning of exclusively, not inclusively. So by this they mean that the knowledge of traditional medicine is knowledge that has been tested and proven within time immemorial that it is good for our use. For example, we don't have to test achu in the lab whether achu is good for our consumption. It is proven within time immemorial that achu, no matter the mixture, whether they mix the cocoyam with cassava or whatsoever, they mix the spices in whatsoever ratio, depending on the individual preparing it, we eat, the scientists eat and lick their fingers, everybody eats, but nobody has asked that, has it been tested in the lab? Because food is the first medicine on earth. And that's why it is a common saying in the Garden of Eden that you must always take your anti-retrohunger treatment, which is food. You have to live on it till you die. If you don't take it, the sickness, hunger will kill you. So everybody must always take his or her anti-retrohunger treatment, which is food. Has all this been tested? If you go by the definition of health, health is defined as a state of physical well-being, mental alertness, social adjustment, and spiritual development. How do you test the spiritual part in the laboratory? How do you test the emotional part in the laboratory? You can do maybe a bit to test the mental aspect in the laboratory using electronic machines. You can mostly test the physical to see whether this person is short of calcium, potassium, manganese, magnesium, and so on. But you are just testing but symptoms and signs. When you are short of calcium, it means there is something wrong. You don't have to go and be taking calcium tablets to replace the system. When you are short of calcium, it just tells you that you lack what is supposed to stimulate the production of calcium in the system. And we know one of the elements that promotes the production of calcium in the system is vitamin D. And if you can even have calcium in the blood, but it will not be able to enter the bones to strengthen the bones if there is no vitamin D in the system. Vitamin D is what goes into play to make sure that calcium in the blood is absorbed into the bones to strengthen the bones. And how do you get vitamin D? Nature has made it. Our parents don't used to have bone fractures because they were receiving everything from nature. Now we want to prove that we are so modern. We are now shielding ourselves from achieving the free gift of nature. The easiest source of vitamin D is the morning sun. The morning sun is what triggers the synthesis of vitamin D in the system. So just getting up early in the morning, sit under the morning sun for about 2 hours, you already synthesize enough vitamin D. And you see our parents who get up early in the morning, go to the farm, they walk under the sun, they hardly lack vitamin D. And what is the excellent, another use for vitamin D is to build the immune system. Vitamin B prevents cancer. We know that the afternoon sun sends out a lot of ultraviolet radiation that is too high that provoke cancer. So God has made it in such a way that When you are under the morning sun, it helps you produce what will shield the afternoon sun that provokes cancer. So nature has a way that operates. So we have abandoned traditional medicine. I just gave you a few points so that we'll see what traditional medicine is all about. Traditional medicine is not all about giving you drugs to take. They say it is medicine that takes into consideration the physical, the mental. The physical, we give you medicines and food. Food is the best way to educate you on how to eat. All of us are sick today because of abuse of diet. You see somebody will sit on the table to prove that he's rich. He eat balanced diet. On the same meal, you see the person, you see food here, there's vegetable, there are fruits, wine, whiskey, and so on. He says he's enjoying, but he's poisoning the system. Because one of the laws of nature says, do not eat vegetables and fruits together. That is what is destroying people, killing people, causing pie, destabilizing their digestive system every day. Most people who eat fruits and vegetables together, 95% of them are suffering from pie, hemorrhage. Fruits and vegetables do not agree when you take them together. When they combine, they give out what is poisonous, poison the digestive system. They should meet but in the blood, not in the stomach. By this I mean that you don't have to eat fruits and vegetables together.
Betoa, the chief palace, called become two.
What boys?